These people were released from prison after spending decades for a crime they did not commit. Imagine the pain, the suffering, and the emotional trauma that comes with making someone responsible for what he or she had no idea about. Shockingly, that is what these people went through. First, let's take a look at this man named Kwame Ajamu. This man was sentenced to life imprisonment for a crime he knew nothing about. When he was 29 years old, Kwame was accused of killing a salesman, and the only evidence the police had was the words of an eyewitness who was a very young boy. The police had to pin the crime to someone, and this man unfortunately fell victim. He was forced to confess to the crime and was eventually sentenced to life imprisonment. After 28 long years in prison, the eyewitness finally came out and revealed that Kwame was not even at the crime scene. Kwame was immediately released and compensated with a sum of $1.1 million US. Next, we have to look at the case of this woman who spent 17 years in prison for a crime she knew nothing about. Identified as Susan Mellons, this woman was accused and found guilty of killing a homeless man. And this accusation was backed up by an eyewitness who was known to be a chronic liar in the neighborhood. Susan spent nearly 2 decades for what she knew nothing about, but the touching part is that she said she forgives the eyewitness who laid false accusations on her, and all she's happy about is that she is out of prison and can happily spend the rest of her life with her 3 children. Next, this man named Lawrence McKinney spent a total of 31 years in prison for what he knew nothing about. He was sentenced to 115 years in 1978 after he was accused of burglarizing a house and assaulting a female occupant of the house. After spending 31 years in prison, DNA tests eventually revealed that he was not even at the crime scene. The funny thing about this case is that as compensation, he was given $75. If I were in his shoes, facts would have told them to keep the money instead. Finally, let's take a look at this man named John Bunn. This man was only 14 years old when he was sentenced to life imprisonment after he was accused and found guilty of killing a police officer, and the only evidence the police had was that he was identified in a police lineup. 27 years later, his case was investigated and he was found not guilty, after which he was immediately released. The thrilling part about this case is that it was later discovered that the detective in charge of the case fabricated evidences and told witnesses what and what not to say in order to put John in prison. Fortunately, John was found not guilty and he is a free man. The fact that there are still millions of other people locked up for what they know nothing about is still one of the shocking things to think about. Let Facts know your thoughts in the comment section. And if this is your first time seeing Facts, kindly give us a follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. Thanks for watching.